Hello and welcome to February's monthly vlog. So this is pretty much my journey all the way through February. February was a bit of an interesting month. We had a massive shop launch at the end of January, and I spent my first week just sort of like packing and sending off orders. And one thing that's really nice about once a week going out and going to the post office is I get to enjoy all the beautiful scenery. And one thing that is definitely apparent is spring is on its way, and it's just so inspirational to see the seasons change and like the drastic change of seasons. But holy smokes, was it cold? Oh, it was so cold in the first week of February. But ridiculous. Ooh, it's cold. Look how like icy the little pond is today. Ooh. It is extremely cold. I came out without a scarf because it was like, oh yeah, it's only 2 degrees. It's like, oh yeah, it always gets very warm, so I won't. No, it's freezing. But anyway, I am taking out more orders and going to the post office. Yay. How cool is this? Look, it's all iced over, so obviously I'm not going to walk in it, but there's like water bubbles under there, and like they move when you put pressure down. How cool is that? That's so awesome. So cute, oh my gosh. And this month, thanks to Patreons, I decided to do the challenge month of February, and that was where I got to draw a single fairy every single day. So I created this really fun list and wanted to draw with them, and because Patreons decided to make it, I thought we'll do an exclusive cover variant for Patreons as well as stickers, and have a postcard print that will go with them as a part of their pack, so they'll get like the book and the print and so much more. It is possibly one of my favorite things to do is like when we have like a set theme for each month. Now Patreon stuff tends to take me about a week to go from the planning process to the whole thing, so I actually spend a good portion of my month on them, but this pretty much consumed my entire month. Now halfway through the month, unfortunately, I had a bit of a mental health dip. I don't know what it was. I think finally the panorama got to me. I think I was done. I wanted to see people and I couldn't, and I don't know, it kind of just got to me, and I needed to take a week off. And I did, which did mean that I was massively behind on a lot of stuff, so I don't have as many clips for this month as I really would have liked. But you know, sometimes that's okay. It's about listening to your body, and when it's telling you you need to take a break, you take a break. Now, I try and take one solid day off a week. Saturday is mainly my day off. I do bits and bobs sometimes, but I try and make sure that I take pretty much most of the day off, if not the entire day. So Saturday is a day where we normally would have a shared meal with friends, but we've not been able to do that. So we meet up online and play games, and we'll watch a show together. We're currently watching through WandaVision, which is just, it's been phenomenal so far. I can't wait for the finale. And I think not seeing friends and not taking regular breaks, just, you know, I think I was burnt out. So with the update of Stardew Valley coming out, I just spent several days in bed doing nothing, and I really needed that. And then it was just one thing after another. My microphone broke. My beautiful Yeti microphone broke, and I had to replace it, and I wanted to cry because that was an expense. And then we had to have another expense because I had to renew the P.O. box. I have a P.O. box just for orders to be resent to. If any orders don't end up going to people, then they get resent back to that P.O. box. And if anyone wanted to, it's a place where people could send fan mail. I don't massively advertise it a lot because I haven't got a P.O. box just so people can send fan mail, if that makes any sense. But if anyone ever wanted to, I do have it always in my description. If you want to send anything, you don't have to, you don't feel obligated. I do get asked if people could send me prints, and I'm like, yes, of course, if you want to send me things, you can do. There's the P.O. box. But I mainly have it so it's a sort of expense, and that is £160 every 6 months, and that's a lot of moolah. So I think I ended up spending this month on replacing the microphone and renewing that. That was just such a huge expense, and I was like, oh no. But no, it was certainly an interesting month, let's just say that. But drawing all these fairies was just fun. It was interesting and different, and by the end of it, I did not want to draw another fairy, but I'm probably going to end up drawing more fairies because it's excellent for portfolio work as well. I'm always looking at setting up a proper website so that I have a place where all my portfolio work would go, and definitely these fairies would be able to go up on there because it's child-friendly illustration, inspired by Arthur Rackham. So it definitely is up there with quite a few things that I'm wanting to work on. But no, just enjoy me doing some line work and all these fairies. So for those wondering, this is what the old microphone was. This was a limited edition pearl one that I got back in 2016. And it has served me extremely well. As you can see, this fell off ages ago. And I've had it for a very, very long time. And the issue that we were having was when we were connecting it, the bottom port that's here, I think the connection port is extremely loose, and that's what's causing the issue. And to wait for repair and to repair it, unfortunately, would cost quite a bit. So it was just, if I'm honest, it was better for me to just get a new one. Now this could possibly be repaired. This could be repaired. But you know, yeah. So this was the old one. This microphone was called Yvonne. She served me well, but now we have the new one. This is, you know, you can see they are the same, just a different colorway. So this one needs a name. So if you want to put in the comment section down below what you think my new microphone should be named. Now I called this one Yvonne because it's, you know, very beautiful. I felt that it was a very feminine microphone, and for Yvonne for Yeti. So I don't know what this one should be called. I love their colour scheme, and I am feeling this a lot. I am very, very sad that Yvonne unfortunately has broken, but you know, we do now have a beautiful new microphone, and I've already played around with it, and it definitely is 100% working. So yes, really sad, but you know, what can you do? Nothing. And here's a few close-ups of this new beautiful deep blue Yeti. They definitely do need a name, so make sure to help me with naming them. As for settings, this is what I use. I actually use the this setting here and this setting here. I cannot pronounce it to save my life, but essentially this is best for when I'm doing voiceover work, and it's also the best for when I'm playing D&D, because I also use this microphone when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. And in the middle of the month I decided that I wanted to work on a reject Patreon idea. So every month with Patreon I set up 4 separate things that they can vote for the month, and any ideas that get rejected are sort of like ideas I want to work on, but we'll get around to it whenever. And this one is the pastel birds. I really wanted to do a set of lovebird themed like stickers to go for like planners and that, and this is a sort of an excuse for me to play around with the cricket, which I didn't get to play around with the cricket this month. I bought it at the end of January and never got around to using it, but next month for sure is sort of like, because we're working towards a store update at the end of March, definitely going to be looking at like using it, trying out a few different techniques. I want to do a few different sticker sheets, and one of them would include these cute little lovebirds. I really wanted a limited palette with them, and I just was doing inspirations and sort of making them sort of more my style, so taking realism but making it into my style. That can be quite difficult to translate the two, but I really enjoy it. It's a really limited palette as well, so this was sort of fun to work with. They aren't quite finished yet, so when they have finished I'll show them in next month's studio vlog when I'm printing and sorting them out into a sticker sheet. I've been watching tons of videos of people using the Cricut, just so that I can get used to like how the software is and everything, because I opened the software this month and took one look and my brain just went, no, I couldn't handle that this month, which is okay. It's okay to take a step back, and even though this is my full-time job, I had to take that time off for me, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to cope. Like, I draw all the time, and throwing in a monthly challenge on top of that, it got a bit too much, and that's okay. And there was lots of factors for this month that just brought me down, but I'm just gonna keep on trucking. And so this is actually a line art commission that I got to do this month as well. So you saw at the beginning of the vlog, there was 2 line art commissions I got to do. That was within the first week when I had all those shop orders to send off, and this one was within the 3rd week. This was a commission of a character from Tron, and they wanted a line art commission with a sort of like a blue shiny background. So the way I do my line art commissions is there's A6, A5 and A4. A6 you can just about get a torso in there, that's probably best from the torso upwards. Full body just doesn't work on A6, it's far too small. A5 you can get full body in there, but they have to be sat down, or if they're stood up, I'm not going to get a lot of detail in there. And A4 is where you're going to get the piece de la resistance, all like the workings that I possibly can do. A4 I can fit 2 characters on the sheet, but A5 and A6 can only be 1 character on there. So what I do after I've done the line work, I do a little bit of hatching with the line work to try and give it different line weight, and then I add like a pop of colour to the background, and this is just using the dual metallic pen. I believe this is by one sec. I think it's a Pentel hybrid pen, and essentially they're dual chrome, so like they'll shift between like a blue and a gold, and it's just really interesting. I've got a few of the different colours, and I did actually swatch them for the Discord, because we have a swatch channel just dedicated to swatching, and it was really they're just really good to add that pop of colour to a commission. If you're wondering what I'm watching here as well, I'm watching Critical Role. I watch Critical Role every week. I watch it every single Friday. Friday is my posting day, so in the mornings I'll pack orders, or I'll finish up a commission, or I'll get stuff ready to go. So by the time it's the afternoon, I would have listened to most, if not all, of Critical Role, and I will go out for my walk in the afternoon to go to the post office and send off orders. At the moment I only send off orders once a week with the current situation. If I don't get enough orders within that week, or if I don't get any orders that week, I won't be going to the post office. It's one of those. On average at the moment I get about 5 to 10 orders a week, and that's my average at the moment. Before that I was lucky if I got like 2 orders a week, but it's all down to advertising and showing off products, and it's something that I've gotten better at, but I still could get better at. I actually touched on it on my Patreon podcast, and there's 3 different steps that you can do to advertise a product. One is to show the working of the product, the second is to show when the product arrives, and third is to show off the actual product in use. This is just so that if a person doesn't see your first or second post, there's a chance that they'll see the 3rd post, and I try and not do too many advertising posts between each other, just because otherwise there's just too much for people, you know. It's an oversaturation of media, and you have to try and space all of that in between each other. So yeah, this is just me trying to get all the references I possibly can, because they sent me one reference which was really good, but parts of the reference were far too dark for me to be able to see the full costume. So if you are sending references to artists, here's the thing: there is no such thing as too much information. I would rather have more information than less information. Now luckily the person gave me the character name and told me the reference that they were referring to, what they would like, and I was able to divulge from there what I wanted to do and sort of go from there. But if someone just tells me that they wear a black top, it's like, yes, what kind of black top? V-neck thing? Because you can't read a commissioner's mind, and I don't really allow for edits on traditional medium unless it's at the sketch stage, because if it's after that, I've already inked the project. I can't, that means I'll have to get a new piece of paper out and redo the entire thing. If it's digital, I'm a little bit more lenient, but traditional gets a little bit more difficult unless they tell me. It makes it easier the more information you give, essentially. So after all that, I decided I wanted to draw my D&D character. I designed her in a vlog, not in a vlog, I actually designed her in a stream. We designed her, sort of went through her design, showed her off who she is. Her name is Isabella Amora Darlington. I love her to pieces. She's my pink rapier wielding tiefling, and this is the character that I play, not the campaign that I DM at. So if you've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, you can be a player character, which is someone who actually plays in a D&D game. I very rarely get to do this because I am now the dungeon master for a campaign, and I'm going to be the dungeon master for another campaign where we're going to be running Curse of Strahd, which I'm very excited about. But D&D is essentially just like a RPG game, but instead of you actually physically picking up a controller and playing it, it's all in your imagination. It's in your imagination mindscape. So this is my D&D character. I love her to pieces, and so I've specifically decided that I wanted to try out this Derwent sketchbook that I picked up from the pound shop. Shock horror, this paper is terrible. This is the weight of the paper. I'm just going to read it from here. This is a Dale O'Reilly Simply Value sketchbook. You ready for the weight of the paper? £50. This is tracing paper. How are they selling this as a sketchbook? Now bear in mind it's from the pound shop, it's not going to be the highest quality, but oh dear lord, I have had this sketchbook for all of 5 minutes and it's already breaking. Like, it is ridiculous. But I decided I was going to use this as like a sort of like doodling sketchbook for during the campaigns, for getting ideas out, because when we're playing there's lots of visual moments and I'm just like, I need to draw this. So it's a really good way for me to get the rough ideas out so that I can do them later on. And my D&D character is really inspiring me at the moment. I want to draw her in everything, and that's the blight of an artist. I'm like, I could draw this, but this isn't making anything. This is just for enjoyment. And then I could draw this and this would make me money. But then I look at the tiefling and the shiny lights are all around her and I'm like, I need to draw her. Oh dear lord, I need to draw her. What has my life become? So yeah, this is just me doodling her. This month was just a lot of drawing, and this is why I've called this month Forever Drawing, because it's all I was doing every single day. I was getting up, I was prepping myself to get ready for the day. If I wasn't drawing a February, I was planning out what I was doing next. I was drawing videos and I was doing commissions and I was planning out what merch I'm going to do in the future. And I was also doing all the stuff for Patreon. And I just didn't stop drawing. And it's really nice to have months like that where you don't do anything but draw. But it wasn't like I was drawing lots and lots of merch style stuff. I was just drawing lots of things for this one project, and you can get yourself in a headspace when you're doing lots of stuff for one project in general, because you sort of just like, it's all you're seeing. So you do have to take a break away from those projects, and this is why I think I spent 5 hours just drawing this character, because it was such a nice break from drawing a fairy that I was just like, yes, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I think one thing that certainly interested me was I really like to do a lot of research this month. So this is one thing I do when I don't feel like drawing, and this is something that it means that I'm productive with my time without doing nothing. Now, bear in mind, I did spend 5 days of this month doing sweet nothing when I should have been working in my allocated time to work. But no, I decided to take that break. So on days where I know that I'm not going to be drawing, I'm not going to be doing orders, I'm not going to be doing anything for anyone else, but I don't feel like drawing, I actually do a lot of research into printing and companies. So this month I actually did a bit of research into enamel pins, because I do eventually want to do some enamel pins, and it's something I have been looking into researching. cross-referencing with other artists, seeing what they say about certain companies, and it takes a lot of research and a lot of note taking, but I think I found a company. I'm not sure, so hopefully in the future we'll have an enamel pin, especially because I'm wanting to do the Tea Dragon art book. It's something that I have to research because I'm looking to do the Tea Dragon art book and have the Kickstarter out in the summertime, so that everyone will get stuff by autumn, which would be a really cute like sort of gift set ideas that we could work on then. Because I try and do one major project a year, because one major project a year means I get to focus fully on that and go from there. So with the Tea Dragons, I'm wanting to expand the range, so I'm having to do a lot of research into products that we could possibly have with the Tea Dragons, and it is 90% of what I end up doing, just research and making sure that I have the notes down. I think I spent like a solid like 3 or 4 days just going through and checking manufacturers and seeing what their price points was and how long it was going to take me, just everything. So here they are, all 28 illustrations for a part of February. I am going to do a video where I'm going to show all these off properly, because I know not everyone's going to be watching the studio vlogs, but these are all the illustrations I did for a part of February. I love some of these and I absolutely despise some of these, but finished, not perfect. That is a mantra that anyone should take when you are doing a monthly challenge. Finished, not perfect, because otherwise you end up spending hours upon hours trying to finish an illustration and you're like, it's not perfect, I'm going to start over, it's not perfect, I'm going to start over, and then you get in sort of that mentality of never being able to push past that. But I find that when you're most frustrated with a project and when you just push past that frustration, that's when you have that eureka moment. And this is the same with art block. You can push past it until you get that eureka moment, and then everything just falls neatly into place. It was certainly a fun challenge month. I was enjoying me doing the whole inspired by Arthur Rackham, but I found it very limiting after a bit. I actually touched this on the Patreon video as well. I found that it was very frustrating after a bit. And then I wanted to do a variant cover for the Patreons so that they had a different cover from the one that's going to be on general sale. So there is a general sale one that will be going up with the March store launch, where we're going to be having a very spring feeling to all the merch that will be on there. So we're going to go for a lot of soft colours, and that's when the standard February book will be on for general sale to everyone else. So when you actually see this video, the Patreon for that month unfortunately has gone, but Patreon for March, the theme that has been chosen is Lavender's Apothecary. So I'm going to be drawing a lot of stuff with lavender. We're going to have a character turnaround sheet, as well as a lot of concept art that we're going to be working on for that. But this is all stuff that can end up in the Plant Witch book in the future. But this is the one thing that's really been fun about actually doing Patreon stuff, is having that limited edition art that is only available to that. I always feel like Patreon's always, it's fun for me to do. I really do enjoy it. I like having like that limited edition theme every single month. It makes me very, very happy. This is the book that I've been using lately to try and get a different variety in plants. And this one is called The Wildflowers of Britain and Northern Europe. It's quite an old book, but it has these beautiful illustrations of these flowers and wildflowers. And I'm trying to branch out a little bit more and do a little bit more research and trying to bring myself a little bit more variety in what I'm drawing already. Because a lot of my stuff is already based on nature. I'm trying to branch out and improve myself, because you should always improve yourself. So you can see here, I'm just doing this digitally. This was just so much fun, especially using that textured brush. Oh, I love it. So this overall, because this is also the colouring page for that month, this overall took a few nights working on it on and off. I wasn't solidly working on it non-stop, but this is the exclusive Patreon cover, and this also will be a postcard print that will go up on the store in March as well. So that will be available up on the store in March as a postcard print. Same design with the flower on the back and the fairies on the other side. And this is actually inspired by an illustrator, an Australian illustrator. Let me just get that name for you, because I had to do a little bit of research in what I wanted to do. The illustrator's name was Ida Rentoul-Oathwaite. I really hope I get that right. She's an Australia illustrator who's very well known for her fairy illustrations, and she has this sort of like fairy parade one. It's really cute. So then came the arduous task of scanning all 28 traditional illustrations, which I use a Canon scan bed. It's actually separate from my printer, and the reason why I chose this was because I don't always want to have my printer on when I'm using the scanner, and it's just handy because I have my printer in a separate room from where I normally do all my traditional work. And that's why the laptop is so handy for me, so that I can move it around while I'm working. So I have to scan all these illustrations. I use 300 DPI because it's the best way to sort of scan everything up. And just like the printer, Bella has an obsession with the scanner. So I thought you'd really enjoy seeing this wonderful, glamorous assistant do her best work. After scanning all the illustrations, I then take them into Photoshop for editing. Editing this, it does take quite a while, especially with traditional illustration. It's a lot about adjusting the levels and contrast to make sure that your that the colors are right. I make my colors actually a little bit more vibrant than what they normally are, because my screen is a little bit brighter than the printing, so that when the printing comes out it is actually the normal color. So I'm going through and editing here, and then I go through and I clean up a lot of areas. I actually don't clean up if there's any bleeds past any lines. And I have a reason for this, and this is because if it was just a standalone image like a PNG where it doesn't have a background, then I'll go through and I'll edit all the lines and I'll edit everything that's there. But if it's going on a white background, I'm not going to bother editing all those bleeds up, because it actually looks better if it's a traditional piece, especially if that traditional piece is a little bit messy. It just makes sense. So after a long hard day of chasing the scanner, look at her. I love her so much. Such pretty markings on her face. So Bella's always the glamorous assistant. She's forever chasing everything. So I sent them off to the printer. This is me using the Mixem website. They're really helpful. Like, I can't recommend them enough. I'm not sponsored or affiliated, but they have helped me so much with all of my print jobs. They've worked really, really well. And this was my last week. The only thing I had left was to print and pack more orders. It's not a particularly exciting month because it's just drawing and packing and drawing and packing and research. But you know, overall, I'm pretty proud of what I managed to get done this month. It certainly was a trip. For sure, definitely was a trip. I had to clean down the desk all the time because Bella just molts. She is molting like crazy at the moment. Oh, there's just cat fur everywhere no matter what I do. One more thing I actually did this month, I organised my stickers. So this is just an old binder that I had, a ring binder, and I picked up these. They're like card sleeves, and I picked them up so that I can organize my stickers better, because the original organization thing I had just was not good, and this helps me keep an eye on stock, and it lets me know what stickers I can do next. So this is my new sticker organization. I think I need to get a different binder, a 4-ring binder, so it's a little bit more sturdy, but there's something I saw on TikTok and I was like, that's such a clever idea, I'm doing it. But yeah, printing, cutting, sticking forever. That was my month. Just drawing, drawing, drawing and drawing. Not particularly exciting, but what can I say? And this is Bella's new thing. So you see in that top right hand corner, Bella's little paws like reaching out. That was her trying to pull the wire out of the laptop. She loves to watch the printer, she loves to watch the scanner, and I don't want to know how she's going to be with the Cricut, because that is noisy and it moves and she's going to want to bat it, and that's going to be another challenge within itself. You know, cats, they're absolutely mental, but I love her to pieces. So that was the month. Not a particularly exciting month, considering we were just working non-stop on February and didn't really give myself time to do anything else. And having that mental dip in the middle of the month and just not wanting to work on anything and taking a small break was really what I needed to reinvigorate myself. I'm definitely feeling a lot more inspired right now than I was, say, a week ago. I've ordered the books will be here, so you'll see them in next month's vlog, and next month we'll be working on products for the March shop launch, which is going to be super exciting. It's going to be a lot of stickers because I'll be playing around with the Cricut. I really didn't get a chance to play around with the Cricut this month, which I'm not surprised at, to be honest. I just end up being too busy to do anything. But this month really got me thinking about me and my health, my mental health and all of that, and definitely something that I've come to realise that I need to listen to my body and understand when it wants a break, when I need to take a break, because I don't do that and it's terrible. I shouldn't do that, but I do, you know? It happens all the time. One thing that definitely stood out to me was like just taking that time was really what I needed. And even if it was just playing Stardew Valley in bed and not really moving, I had fun. And that's all that matters. I got some stuff done this month. Like I did the February book. Like I have to give myself credit for that. Like I drew every single day for that February book. I got to play my new D&D character and that was absolutely amazing, and I had a great time with that. I made a really cool farm in Stardew Valley. I did a lot of research for new products, which was really exciting to sort of like place those up. But now I'm ready. I'm excited to get and work on things. So I really hope you enjoyed this month's studio vlog. I guess it was interesting in a sense, but the beginning of the month with that shop update was insane. Like 70 orders in one day was just I've never had that before, so that was just absolutely insane for me. I know like to some it's a lot, to some of us it's not a lot, but at the end of the day, that's like, for me, that's a huge achievement. Like holy smokes, and I can't thank you all enough for all your love and your support, and I'm just excited to get designing and working on stuff. And yeah, I'm feeling really motivated. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this month's studio vlog, and next month will be a little bit more exciting with all the fancy new products arriving, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I don't know. I'm excited now. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful month, and if you want to stick around, maybe subscribe if you wish to see more fun content. I do bring out videos every single Thursday that aren't just studio vlogs. Studio vlogs come up once a month, so you can see the behind the scenes of what it's like to work full-time as an artist and all that jazz. I hope you all have a wonderful month. See you next month for next month's studio vlog, and as always folks, stay creative.